It's time now for your TV devotional. Our guest this week is Reverend Philip L. Johnson, Chaplain, Birmingham Police Department.
During the Sacramento Valley floods in 1955, the city of Marysville, California was in danger of being destroyed. As the swollen Yuba and Feather rivers approached their crest, the levees around the city were threatened with water boiling up on the town side. Sandbags could not be piled around the boils fast enough. And near midnight on December 23rd, volunteers sensed that the D Street Bridge could not stand. If the bridge washed out, a giant hole would be ripped in the levee. This situation looked utterly hopeless. A lieutenant from nearby Camp Beale, seeing the situation, ordered his detail onto the bridge so that the added weight would ensure that the bridge would not be washed away. The volunteers rallied their courage and piled more sandbags, which held the bridge until the crisis was over. Now, what a valuable lesson we see in this. When we unite and stand together, we can save a perishing world. But what can people do when they unite against an unjust cause? In Mark, the 15th chapter, we hear these words, "And they cried out again, 'Crucify him.' And Pilate said to them, 'What evil has he done?' But they shouted all the more, 'Crucify him.'" Now, some people believe the screams of the crowd for Christ's crucifixion were produced by totally irrational emotion, that mob force overruled quite common sense, that shouting replaced thinking. In judging that crowd, we must not lose sight of a larger fact. This event was no accident, but rather part of an eternal plan. Now, true, the crowd did not know about the plan, but God, nonetheless, was not out of control. Now, first, Jesus told his disciples, "I lay my life down, that I might take it again. No man takes it from me. I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay it down, and I have power to take it again." And then secondly, Jesus confirmed to Pilate, "To this end was I born, and for this cause I came into the world." And thirdly, Jesus plainly declared to Pilate, "You have no power at all against me, except it were given to you from above." Now, Pilate's primary question was, why? Why should he be found guilty? He had committed no crime. Why should he be crucified? He had broken no laws. Why should he be put to death? He had done no evil. Why? I find no fault in him. Pilate presented a more penetrating question when he asked why. Our first reasoning power starts with the question why, and each of us should ask that question from time to time. In John, the 6th chapter, the 37th through the 40th verses, we see these words, "All that the Father gives me shall come to me, and the one who comes to me I will certainly not cast out. For I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. And this is the will of him who sent me, that of all that he has given me I lose nothing, but raise it up on the last day. For this is the will of my Father, that everyone who beholds the Son and believes in him may have eternal life. And I myself will raise him up that last day." The event of meeting the soldier of the narrow pathway leading out of the Garden of Gethsemane helps us see why Christ was taken and crucified. Jesus was becoming a captive so his followers could go free, no longer to be slaves to sin. He was the only one in all that crowd who was pure, innocent, sinless, and guiltless. No wonder he said, "Let these go their way, that the saying might be fulfilled which he spoke of. Of them which you gave me, I have lost none." That is why he was crucified.
This has been your TV devotional with Reverend Philip L. Johnson, Chaplain, Birmingham Police Department.